Hi, I'm your host Vasco Duarte. Welcome to the Scrum Master Toolbox podcast, where we share tips and tricks from Scrum Masters around the world. Every day, we bring you inspiring answers to important questions that all Scrum Masters face day after day. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Leading Change episode, the Wednesday and Change Management episode this week with Rohit Ratan. Hey, Rohit, welcome back.
Thank you. Glad to be back here.
To talk about the very important and not so easy topic, change leadership, as I like to call it. So, Rohit, tell us the story of a change process you were involved with and walk us through the steps, like how it got started, the middle steps, and so on. But as you go through those steps, also highlight for us the tools, the tips, the tricks, and the techniques you learned back then that you still apply today.
So first thing, change is tough. Change is hard. It's tiring. It's exhausting. And how can we make it fun? Is something that I believe in. Now, I also understand people like to say I'm a change manager or change management guru, but you cannot manage change. You can be a partner in change for someone, right? So one of the stories that come to my mind when I think of changing the ways of working a team was, when I was working with this team, we came up with an idea of this team was a mixed team of senior and very experienced people, and a very fresh out of graduation, and people trying to learn this trade, this domain, this skills. The mix of two ends basically, and this team, though the organization had a policy of 10% time spent on every sprint spent on learning, on the ground, the product owners were really eager to make sure of utilizing all the capacity everyone has, right? So that 10% time, nobody ever used it. And what happened in one of the retros, the team said, we have to learn, and as more work piled up on the senior people and the people who had just joined the team, they were not ready yet to pick up those challenging work, right? It was struggling. The team was struggling. So there was a suggestion: let's learn from each other, right? It's a change in how the team would work together. It's a place where someone will learn, someone will teach someone, and someone will try and put things into practice. So if the product owner, understood it's going to be, some capacity would go away. But then as soon as the sprint, and we came with a plan, we'll do some kind of pair programming, we'll have some kind of sprint learning session within the team. But as soon as the sessions, sprint started, nobody just stepped up to run a session. Nobody came in and said, you know what, I want to share something. That 10% of the time never got utilized. Though some pair programming started, but it was not showing that benefit. So what we did was, with agreement with the leaders, we started a drop-in sessions, like every week a talk show, where someone from any product, someone will come and share what they have done, what have they learned. And we started with such fanfare, not many people volunteered to come and do a talk show. So another failure there. But then, the leaders saw value in it because, we had so many different products. And the idea was, if we share with each other, we can cross-pollinate ideas. There were teams doing something similar, which other teams had done, right? And they were doing redundant work, redundant research work and stuff. So with agreement, and the leader said, oh, we're going to jump in and we're going to start this talk show. And every Friday, first few Fridays, leaders from, director of software engineering or, security head would come and talk about what they have learned. Maybe talk about podcasts they have listened to, a book that they have read. That was a good trigger for someone to step up and say, what, can I share what we are doing in our product? One of the product owners came in, one of the tech leads came in next time. And it started that, again, a dominoes effect of things happening. So And that 10% of time over a period of few months, we saw the team saying, we're going to take some 10% of our time, maybe half a day, learn something, and run some internal sessions as well. When they come back, they started doing some kind of conversation within the team. I've learned this. Would anyone benefit? Let's do this, do a session. I'm going to share what I've learned and how we can use it in our product. So over a period of few months, where we started with everyone busy with their job, busy with their capacity of work to do, to a time where they want to learn, they want to share within the team and across teams. So, it was fun.
Absolutely. And you just gave an example of how important it is to have leaders that take the responsibility of getting things rolling, right? Because in this example, the leaders set the example for the rest of the teams. And then the team said, okay, well, leaders are doing it, and we also have things to share, right? So, excuse me, how did you help the teams then to benefit from that? Because we started with the story of a team that didn't have time to learn, right? Like they had the 10% time, but they really didn't have time to learn because the time was taken away because of all of the sprint work. Then this talk show sessions started, they become kind of the example. How did this team react to the talk show tradition that was being developed?
A bit of a restraint, I would say. With the, is it safe enough? That safety, that psychological safety was not there, because the realization of, they can get a platform to talk about work, talk about learning, was not there. And it was a new thing for them to talk about learning, other than what they were doing day in, day out, right? I'm developer, I'm developing, I might help some testers. That's it. That's my job. Why do I need to talk to you about, what's new in this world of development? What's new in I might go and read some article, but why do I need to come and tell you about it, right? That engagement, that team feeling, that cohesiveness, that um, feeling of giving back to the team, giving back to the organization. That feeling was not there. It was just, tell me the work, I'll do the work. And that feeling started developing when the safety was created, the value was shown. Even I jumped in by saying, I would like to present as well. So as a leader, I also understand if I just stay on the side and say, you know what, everyone do this, but I would not do this. I would not take part. And I realized, I jumped in. I got other Scrum Masters who come and present, and they presented the processes that they are helping the teams with, the new thing that they are learning in doing things differently. And the talk show could be became more as a process improvement. And then somebody, as I said, as this built, the team saw value. The team, the few things that happened after that, few hackathons started. The teams came back to the product owner saying, we think we can improve the design, but we need to do some kind of proof of concept. Can we just take a day or two out and do some kind of hackathons? Great idea, right? Let's get a buy-in. And the product owners agreed. We'll tell the customers, and we're gonna do this, and we're gonna build something better for you. So hackathons and teams, this innovative mindset, people are motivated to do something different from day in, day out work, was a big change. And it's just started from, let's start learning from each other.
Absolutely. It's a great example of how a small change can develop and become much bigger than what it was even supposed to be at first.
Yeah.
Great example.
So again, key thing, the thing learning for me was, take part and be a partner of this. I don't have to manage it. I don't. When I obviously when we started this talk show, we needed some kind of facilitation. We needed some kind of admin work. Some kind of marketing showing, oh, we are doing this. Build that curiosity. So that was also some kind of planning, some kind of expectation management, some kind of engagement with the leaders, engagement with the teams, trying to get that curiosity. With that, we as a Scrum Master, if you're just focused internally within the team, and I'm just going to work in silo, I'll make my team the best team. You're going to hit a glass wall. As a Scrum Master, we also need to look outwards. We need to get and build an environment, a culture, basically that drives the behavior across teams or within the team members. So, that's something that I learned from this experience. That I don't just have to look at my team and make them the best team ever. So a great thing for me to in my journey.
Absolutely. Changes can spread. The opposite of resistance.
It is, yes, so true.
Excellent story. Thank you for sharing that, Rohit.
Welcome.
Leading change is one of the core skills we must acquire, but it is only one of the steps towards our success as Scrum Masters. Tomorrow, on Success Thursday, we will talk about how to define success for the Scrum Master role. We'll cover tips on how to measure your way to that position, and most importantly, how to develop that focus on continuous improvement that is as important for Scrum Masters as it is for teams. See you tomorrow.
We really hope you liked our show. And if you did, why not rate this podcast on Stitcher or iTunes? Share this podcast and let other Scrum Masters know about this valuable resource for their work. Remember that sharing is caring.